Child climate activist Greta Thunberg scolded the rich folks at the Davos Economic Forum, telling them that our planet is on fire and it's all their fault. Listen.
Our house is still on fire. Your inaction is fueling the flames by the hour.
Okay, so first of all, the temperatures of the Earth are fluctuating, that's true, and they always have. The United Nations Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change admitted in their 2018 report that there is no evidence of any correlation between severe weather and climate change. So if Greta Thunberg is talking about literal fires, say in Australia, nope, those fires were started by arsonists who broke the law, not climate change. If Greta Thunberg is talking about the wildfires in California, for example, those spread thanks to Governor Jerry Brown and Governor Gavin Newsom's forest mismanagement. They didn't clear away the brush. It wasn't climate change. See, here's the thing. In her speech, Greta Thunberg specifically called out the United States of America for pulling out of the Paris Climate Accords. But guess what? The nation that has cut the most carbon emissions since the start of the Paris Climate Accords? Yup, that's right, the United States. Funny how Ms. Thunberg did not mention that. In fact, Greta Thunberg did not mention a lot of facts, like China is responsible for more CO2 emissions than the United States and all of the European Union countries combined. The plastics in our oceans that led to the picture of the turtle with the straw up its nose, China and India dump more plastic in the ocean than anybody and everybody else. So why then didn't Greta Thunberg go to China and challenge the Chinese Communist Party? Why doesn't Greta Thunberg sail to India and challenge India's pollution? Why hasn't Greta Thunberg taken a boat to Russia to challenge Vladimir Putin and his climate crimes? Instead, Greta Thunberg blames the United States and tells our government officials to panic. But see, that's the thing about panic. Panic doesn't wait for facts. Panic reacts based on adrenaline and emotion and ignores the critical thinking that makes human beings different than other animals. When Greta Thunberg says the facts are clear, she is clearly misstating the facts. The fact is, all the predictions from the doomsday climate prophets for the past 50 years have failed. Why should we believe their predictions now when none have ever come true in the past? The polar ice caps, for example, they're still floating, despite the climate criers warning us that they'd all be melted by now. The 50 million climate refugees that the left expected to be fleeing the Pacific Islands, they're nowhere to be seen. Entire nations supposed to be wiped off the map are still here. The Himalayan glaciers are not on their way to being melted by the year 2035, as the left has prophesied. California shows no signs of being flooded with inland seas. The Netherlands still habitable. Children still know what snow is. The Arctic still enjoys ice in the summer. Why? Why should we believe these false prophets when all they've done is lie and fail? And more importantly, why should we believe them now when believing means giving up our liberty and destroying our economy? Greta Thunberg seeks to ban fossil fuels completely and cut all carbon emissions immediately. Do you know what that would do to our economy? Our economy is not some distant financial system that doesn't impact people personally. It's our livelihood, our jobs, our healthcare, our food, our families, our lives. And Greta Thunberg seeks to impose policies that would destroy us, based on panic-induced prophecies from doomsday criers whose false predictions have never come true. So thanks, but no thanks. You can respect the child and reject her policies. And you can also wonder why Greta Thunberg had no outrage for climate cult leader Al Gore as she snapped a picture with him, despite his fleet of gas-guzzling SUVs, private jet, 2 homes, and enormous carbon footprint.